They say change happens over time and then all at once. And I've been feeling a shift coming in the way that I want to do things and in the way the industry is moving for some time. And last week, I was on a virtual event with my coach, Dan Bolton, and he had a bunch of speakers. And the theme for me really landed. And that change started to take place. And what I've realized is that it's time for me to change the way I do things if I'm going to ask other people to change the way they do things. So I'm seeing that too many people, like I was, are doing what they think they're supposed to do, what the gurus and the business coaches and all of those people have told them they need to do, the secrets to success. Now, I was on this virtual event last week. There were six speakers. Those six speakers were making an average of at least $100,000 per month in their business, different coaching businesses and quote unquote information businesses, which you'll hear more about in a moment. The highest paid was Iman Gadzhi, who's 25 years old and reportedly worth about $100 million. And I'm going to give you a tidbit that he gave us that shifted everything for me in terms of how I'm going to deliver my services. But every single one of those speakers said at some point, and almost in the exact same way, maybe it was just the way I was hearing it, give yourself permission to do things the way you want to do them. Give yourself permission to do things the way you want to do them. And in a way, they were giving us permission. So let's break this down. First of all, in your marketing and content creation, create the way that you want to create. You need to enjoy this process. If we are going to be marketing ourselves all the time and we are going to build these marketing machines, we should probably enjoy it. If you like writing, write. Get yourself an email list. Get yourself a Substack. Write, and get people to enroll in those blogs and things like that. If you like video and you have lots of energy, create short videos, create reels. You've got good hooks. You get people excited. If you like going deep and explaining things like I do, create longer videos. Optimize for YouTube, and then maybe you can clip some stuff up into shorter form. But really, at the end of the day, you should enjoy the way you're creating content. And I realized that I love having conversations with high vibration people. I go on walks with friends regularly and we just talk about business, about life. I jump on Zooms with a lot of my internet friends, as I call them, and we just have great conversations. But I often don't record them and I don't share them publicly, partially because it's kind of difficult and a bit annoying. And partially because I just want to keep things authentic. I don't want people to think that, oh, I'm being recorded. I need to say this in a certain way. But I'm going to figure out a way to record more of these conversations because frankly, they're badass. And I think they need to be heard by more people. So the question then is, what do you enjoy doing? And can you do more of that in your content? Like, period. Can you do more of what you like doing? If you hate doing videos a certain way, but it's crushing, give yourself permission to not do that anymore. It's okay. If you don't like it and you don't want to do it anymore, stop. And one other nugget from the great Alex Hormozy was, does your content reflect what you do in your life? Okay, so how often are you doing business or thinking about business or thinking about the thing that you sell? For me, it's about 40% of my life. I'm on calls and I'm thinking about it and things like that. How often are you with family or friends if you don't have a family? For me, I'm with my family and thinking about that and doing that at least 25% of the time. How often are you doing hobbies and like working out or doing stuff around the house or whatever you like to do, playing sports? What about other fun stuff that you like doing in your life? Like, what do you care about? And does your content reflect the percentages of that? I find a lot of people like care about a lot of other stuff, but like their content is like 100% business. And what we're starting to see, and what's kind of like again was shared along this virtual event, was that people like to see the behind the scenes. They like to see what you like. They like to get behind the scenes and see, is this a person that I'd go for a coffee with? Is this a person that I could hang out with? Because again, as I'm going to say later, information, the secrets you have aren't valuable anymore. The most valuable thing is who you are. And that's what's going to lead people to wanting to work with you, which again leads into the next part that I want to talk about is your sales process, right? And I'm going to repeat this twice. If you don't want to do sales calls, you don't need to do sales calls. If you don't want to do sales calls, you don't need to do sales calls. However, you have to solve for the problem of how can we help people get over the hump of making a decision. And the bigger the number, the bigger the decision they need to make, right? Now, one way to do that is to get on a call to help them experience, and feel the emotions that maybe they haven't felt before, to create a gap and to then pitch them the program that fills the gap of this problem. That's one way to do it. Another way you can do it, I mean, I can tell you this right now, my coach, Dan Bolton, the way he sold me, really, really good marketing that spoke directly to me and made me go, this is like, this guy's nailing it. He's ahead of the curve here. And then we had a little conversation. I know because he said this many times, it was ManyChat, right? It was a robot, little conversation. And there's an offer document that just said, hey, this is the thing. I'm going to allow you to lead yourself and make a logical decision here if you want to do it. That was a $1,400 a month ticket. And I made my own decision to do it. Frankly, he said something really funny. He said, there are no more high ticket virgins, right? Lots of people have paid for coaches. Lots of people have paid for things now. And frankly, for me, I've been on enough calls now. I've bought enough things. I don't want to be on another sales call. Now, you might be, talking to, Jane Doe down the street who's a mom who maybe hasn't experienced this before and she needs that nurturing. But if you're talking to people who have experienced this before in some way, they probably don't want to get on a sales call because they don't want to be sold. They know what's going on. Let them make their own logical decision. If they have any specific questions and need to jump on a call, that's totally fine. Right. But I'm giving you permission, as others have given me permission, to do sales a different way. Okay. Finally, in your delivery, in how you fulfill your service. Okay. Iman Gadzhi said something that I think brought the whole group down. It was so powerful. He said, and I think a lot of us know this, but the way he said it made so much sense. We are no longer in the information business. Okay. Right? Selling info products and services that provide you with info. Information is not valuable. Okay. Everything that I do, and I'm telling you right now, you watching this video, everything you do as a service can be found with a good prompt in less than 10 minutes on ChatGPT, guaranteed. Hate to burst your bubble. We are in the transformation business. Okay. People pay for transformations, not for some secret that you say you're hiding behind a paywall, because there are no secrets anymore. All the stuff is out there and it's free. Okay. They're paying for transformation. So the questions that Iman encouraged us to ask, that I'll encourage you to ask, is how do you make it simpler and easier for your people to do the work and get the result? And a question that I've been asking myself from this, a spinoff, is how can I remove logistical complexity from the user? How can I remove logistical complexity from the user to just make it easy to do the thing? This can be done by licensing softwares that maybe make it easier, using AI assistants and building GPTs, as many of my coaches have done, and now I'm starting to do short video tutorials, short videos. People don't want hour-long, drawn-out videos. Short videos or audios and worksheets. All of these are going to complement the tactics and strategies that help your clients get results, and they're going to make it easier for them to get results. Okay. So I had all these aha moments and just decided, I got to take action on this. I got to change the way I do things, because if you don't change the way you do things now, you will be forced to change the way you do things in the future. This is coming. This is happening already. I'm taking some time away from Instagram simply because I don't like it, period. I don't really like it. I've never really been able to figure it out. I feel like I'm just like trying to follow trends and stuff, and I'm not doing what I like to do. And the stuff I like to do doesn't get traction. I'm like, this is pointless. Right? I'm building out tons of infrastructure and assets behind the scenes to make it easier for my clients to have success, to make it easier for the people that I'm caring for to win. And I'm building an entire business model around the type of life I want to live, the type of days I want to have over and over and over again, and my values about my life. I'm going to encourage you and I'm going to give you permission to do the same. My name is Gavin McHale. If you like this video, please hit like, please hit subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.